Did you change these locks?
So I am the president of the HOA. I've had numerous people complaining about a noise complaint.
They unanimously voted on 2 one-time payments of $3,500.
Sure, you could not pay. You'll lose your house.
One of the biggest sources of frustration I hear about from American people is that their HOA is like the final boss of petty villainy and is on the same level as the worst villains in cinema, like Umbridge from Harry Potter.
Good morning, children.
If you don't know, HOA stands for Homeowners Association and is basically just a council of the most annoying Karens that you have to pay a monthly fee to so they can supposedly keep the neighborhood looking nice. But in reality, they're probably some of the most insufferable people you will come across in your entire life. So today we're looking at some of the dumbest, most illogical HOA rules and regulations that they try to enforce. Let's start with a video titled HOA Tried Entering My House.
We're not home.
Where are you at?
It's the holiday weekend, so we went out.
Okay, so the person from the HOA, why is he trying to open their door? And why did they say they're not home? And why would you tell the HOA guy where you're at? Unless you're like really close or friends with them.
Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just gonna run in your house and check real fast on a few things. I'm getting a few notifications that says like furnace filter needs looked at and
what?
Yeah, just a few things. I will be fast. But it seems like these locks are not working.
The locks are not working? I think the locks are working, they're keeping you out.
Did you change these locks? Well, this key is not working, and this is the master key to all the houses.
Hang on. Why does the HOA guy have the master key to all the houses? I don't think that's how it works.
Weird, it must be broken.
Did you change the locks?
I love how he just asked that.
No?
Well, if you did, that's a violation of HOA policy because
That's bullshit. There's no way that's a policy. Every house has to have the same lock or get permission from them to change their locks.
every HOA board member needs a key to the house just in case things happen inside there. And this is clearly not working.
Hang on. They need a key to the house just in case things happen inside. But how would they know things are happening inside for using it? Doesn't make any sense at all.
Did you change the locks?
Oh, never changed them.
I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I like how it just perfectly cuts off at I'm gonna ask you one more time. Like, what are you gonna do if they did? Yeah, people in the comments are furious about this. This should straight up be illegal. 230,000 likes. Why would the HOA think they can enter a house that someone else owns? Exactly. Also, by the way, I think this is actually a scripted video because this guy actually uploads a bunch of different stuff about the HOA, and I think it's meant to be like a parody. But how annoyed do you have to be from the HOA that you actually start making parody videos on them? And the fact that people don't instantly recognize that it's like satire or parody means that there are some HOA people like that. HOA president gets mad at girls for playing.
This homeowners association president gets put in her place.
Oh my god, that is such an angry Karen.
Hey, so I'm going to ask you to keep them inside.
For what reason?
So I am the president of the HOA. I've had numerous people complaining about a noise complaint. Numerous.
Numerous.
I came out to walk the neighborhood just to see what was going on, and they are hiding in the bushes barking at me.
That's kind of funny. Maybe she deserves the
They're being
parking.
kids. That's what's wrong with this world, because people like you and those other people don't let kids be kids, okay?
Exactly. They're kids in a neighborhood, and it looks like it's Halloween. Let them play. Who cares if the noise is loud for a bit?
No, I had
So we
kids,
appreciate you
and I
stopping by.
understand.
We appreciate you stopping by. Have a nice night.
Oh, Giga Chad dad move.
Good for you, sir.
And if you notice in the start of the video, when the girls actually run away from this demon person,
Gets put
like
in
look at
her
them run so
place.
fast inside. The father actually yells at them to stop. Why don't kids play outside anymore? It's because of Karens like that. I'm with her, they're no kids, they're young adults. So, does that mean adults can't have fun? The fuck's wrong with you? Also, what the hell was she expecting to get done? I'm the HOA president. Please tell them to stop playing. Okay, what if they don't? What are you gonna do? Fine them? Which is so stupid as well. How the hell does the HOA have the authority to fine people? For stupid shit like this, you could wind up getting a lawsuit or a foreclosure on your home if you don't pay. That is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Why would anyone buy a house in a place with a HOA then?
This dude gets sent his neighborhood HOA's 2022 budget report, and he breaks it down in this TikTok and loses his shit. And they had an operating income at this HOA of $259,842. And then
Holy shit, that's insane. Surely they don't use all of their budget to help the community.
he goes into like the general breakdown of like where they spent this money. They spent $45,675 on pool management, and then another $5,000 on pool supplies, repair, and maintenance. Then in the reserve,
How many pools are in this place?
$58,000, which seems like it might be a large surplus. But then there is another section called expenses from the reserve, where an additional $61,000 was dedicated to pools and spas. That's over 111 grand just on the pool. So because of the expenses from the reserves, which frankly makes the reserves not reserves at all, the HOA is in the red, $16,000. So
That's so stupid. How are they gonna pay off the red thing? Where is that money coming from?
they are once again raising his
Oh my
neighborhood's
God.
HOA dues. This dude.
Imagine if you don't even have a pool. I was a VP of my HOA for 10 years. Unless they're building a new pool, someone is embezzling money. Surely a new pool doesn't even cost as much as 200 and something thousand. Let me guess, one of the HOA board members owns a pool company. Yeah, it seems like they could, huh? Like the only way this makes sense is if there's like 100 pools in the neighborhood and they all need maintenance. But even then, how are they in the red? And what about the other budget for the rest of the stuff? Not just pools. So apparently based on some of the comments, it could be like a big pool, and then it would make sense kind of, since you have two people's salaries, which is like 50,000 each, and then there's maintenance. But why does a neighborhood have like a huge pool? Like the pool nearest to me is like in the main city area, main town area, and people just pay like $5 to enter. Why not just charge like an entry ticket so the people that actually want to use the pool pay for it, and the people that don't want to use the pool don't have to pay for it? Why is it just because there's a pool in the community you have to pay for it? But for this pool specifically, apparently the guy mentioned that it was just like a small kiddie pool and no spa at all, which just seems kind of annoying to be honest. Imagine you're trying to save money, but then the HOA wants to charge you for a pool you never use, and if you don't, you could get fined even more or even kicked out of your house.
I reported a car parked illegally in a handicap spot, and now the HOA president is in turn ordering keys to mine and my boyfriend's condo.
That is insane.
He was then trying to convince me that the bylaws actually state that they are entitled to a set of our keys.
And he conveniently forgot to mention that before, until this incident happened. It's so obvious that these people are like so... yeah.
And it's not. There's nowhere in the bylaws does it say that. And I told him that. I said, we have granted you right of entry every single time that there has needed to be a repair or an installation or anything to do with the limited common elements. We've worked with you. But no, for whatever reason,
Yeah, even if you try and work with them, they still need a way to flex their power on you.
me reporting a car pissed him off, and he's ordering keys now. And it's like he doesn't even have a leg to stand on. I basically stopped responding because my boyfriend asked me to. He said there's no point in continuing this on. It's a power play that he is struggling with.
Every time I see situations like this where someone's being really petty, I'm just so tempted to go all in on the thing and completely destroy them. But then I remember the saying, never wrestle with a pig, because you both get dirty and the pig likes it. Sounds like retaliation. Also, if he enters without permission, handle it like a home invasion. Yeah, can you just call the cops on the HOA people if you don't want them there? It would be funny if you could put a sign in the front yard saying, if you enter this property, you are trespassing. The cops will be called on you, so the HOA people can't even get to your house. Yeah, people are really not interested in living in a HOA place anymore, huh? I don't care if it's my dream home, if it's in a HOA, I'm not buying it. When people say they don't want a HOA.
You sure about that? You sure about...
And I'm pretty sure they're talking about this pink house, which to be honest, looks really nice. What's wrong with that? It stands out, looks good compared to every single other house there, which looks the same. And to be honest, I gotta say, pink is actually my favorite color. I'd rather live next to Barbie and Ken than the Karens. So true. When the HOA tells you only straight lines. And he makes it into curves. This is a little type of petty shit that I can get behind. And it does look pretty good, to be honest. As an Australian, the whole HOA thing is so weird. Like, what do you mean you pay for people to tell you how to mow your lawn? Yeah, it's so stupid. When the HOA calls the county on your travel trailer, but you're not a part of the HOA. To be honest, I think at this point I should be impressed by how delusional these people are. That they think they can do something when you're not even part of the HOA.
I broke a rule with my HOA and they fined me. Can I just not pay?
Sure, you can not pay. You'll lose your house. You fail to pay your HOA dues. HOAs are an agreement between the people in a subdivision to say, hey, let's all have these restrictions on our house of what we can and cannot do. And that gets recorded against your property. From there, you've elected this governance that said, hey, we're going to rule over these homeowners as an association. You've agreed.
Why would you voluntarily agree to something like that? It's like you're choosing to have less rights.
That if you don't pay that fee, they can put a lien against your property. And if they put a lien against your property and you don't pay, they can foreclose, just like your mortgage company could. And they could eventually take your house. Rarely does it get to that point, but it certainly can.
Doesn't that mean they can keep putting in stupid rules that you have to follow? And otherwise, if you don't follow them, they fine you and then they can take your house. Plus, I've seen in a few other videos that they don't actually give you the laws. Like, they're hidden. You only get them if you're like a voting member of the HOA, which is so stupid.
So I received some pretty sad news in the mail today. From the HOA. HOA stands for Homeowners Association, and what that means is they're basically the police for neighborhoods. They tell you what you can and can't have on your property. It has come to our attention that there are a considerable number of vehicles parked on your property, notably the Marlboro Wrap mini truck and the Herbie-themed vehicle.
Pretty cool cars.
Have drawn the attention of several residents. While we understand your passion for cars, the number of vehicles and their unique appearance have sparked complaints regarding who is complaining about that.
Exactly, and what are they complaining about? Oh no, I can see a unique car that's not like any other car on the street. Let me call the fucking Karens.
We've received multiple communications from concerned homeowners who feel that the prominence and number of these vehicles may be negatively affecting the curb appeal of the neighborhood.
What the hell is the curb appeal even meant to mean? Oh, you know what these people are? These people are the type of people that only care about appearances. And how everything looks.
And they are blocking the sidewalk. Reduce the number of vehicles on your property or consider relocating any vehicles that may be causing distress to your neighbors.
I've been telling you need to get rid of them.
I'm not. That's bullshit.
That's a lot of cars.
My wife's been asking me to get rid of some of these cars for a while.
Why? If you want to live a life where you can buy as many cars as you want, then why is the HOA an obstacle in that?
So now I'm really left with no choice. But now I just have to decide which one I'm going to get rid of.
So basically you purchased a house with your hard-earned money, but you can't do anything you want with your property when this leech complains.
This condo's really awesome, but what's this extra $500 monthly fee? That's the Homeowners Association or HOA fee. Everyone in the HOA contributes and they use it to pay for amenities and maintenance. How do I know that these fees are going to be put to good use? It's tough. Some HOAs can be horribly mismanaged by their management companies. So before I buy, how do I know that this condo's HOA is good? Examine the landscaping and amenities, ask to check their budget, and speak to current homeowners. Find out if they're happy.
You know, now that I think about it, the HOA is meant to manage the amenities and the maintenance, right? But what the hell does that actually include? And why does it cost $500 per month? That seems like way too much. Like if you get lawn mowing done, that's like once a month and costs around $70, let's say. What about the other $430? Where does that go? The water and electricity bill is separate, so that doesn't count to that. What maintenance are they doing? And if they have like 20 houses in an HOA, that's like $10,000 per month, $120,000 per year. Surely it does not cost that much to maintain.
So yesterday, a member of the HOA in my new neighborhood came to my house. Sometimes I like to just sit outside, and yesterday I was sitting right here on Fred's tailgate, just sitting out here on my phone. A lady walked right up my driveway. I didn't even notice, honestly, and then she welcomed me to the neighborhood. It was nice. Next thing she told me was that she was a part of the HOA, and she asked
And that's when he knew everything was gonna go wrong.
about my trailer. If you did not hear, in the first 24 hours that I lived here, I had a couch delivered here on a trailer. I had to bring the trailer back, and it was sitting here for 24 hours, and within those 24 hours, I got an email from the HOA saying I'm gonna get fined if it stays there.
It's surprising how fast the HOA people are, huh? You could do something like having an oversized trailer for like 10 minutes, and you would get a letter for that.
I know on the internet I've made it seem like I'm going to be rude to the HOA and leave my trailer there and not hand over footage when my neighbors get robbed, etc. But obviously, I was nice, I apologized, I told her the situation, and she said that the HOA used to be so bad here, and now it's a lot more lenient. So I am...
That's lenient? Also, what is he apologizing for? US soldier received a HOA fine for not cutting grass while he's deployed.
You need my help? Well, I may be here to help you, but yeah, I don't want you to have my business card. Huh? Because you soldier?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
11 Alpha.
Awesome. I make YouTube videos, and if I can put this on YouTube, then I'll edge this up for free.
No way.
So he'll cut his grass for free if he lets him make a video out of it.
Yes way.
I'll take that deal.
You'll take that deal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Awesome. All right, so I saw you out here using...
HOA file for it.
You did?
I was deployed, so I didn't schedule anything. I just got back.
So you were deployed and they still gave you a fine?
Well, they said if I fix it, then...
It doesn't even look that like tall either. The grass looks normal.
I just take a picture and then they'll remove it. So it's not the end of the world. It was just like hard because I'm playing catch up, you know?
Got you. Okay, well, hey, this will make a great video, man. Just to show that, you know, there's still nice people in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually think that the people who cut grass for free and make YouTube videos out of it are actually so genius. The person gets their grass cut for free, and the person cutting it actually makes more money from the YouTube video than they would have made if they sold the grass cutting service. Plus, it's kind of satisfying seeing the grass being cut as well, to be honest. Especially when it's super overgrown. Unlike this. This isn't even overgrown and he's getting fined for it, which is just insane. Like, how do they even measure if it's overgrown or not? Does someone come out with like a measuring stick? When you live in a neighborhood with no HOA. Cool, nice pool. What the hell is that? What type of an alien ass technology is that? I'll take a ham radio any day than having to pay some Karen tell me I can't park in my driveway at night or what color to paint my house. I would also make that trade every single day. People that like HOAs scare me. You know, it's your choice if you want to live next to a place like this. When you get the house, you don't have to pick this house that's next to the ham radio. You don't need to have an HOA to make sure this doesn't happen. That's just an AI palm tree.
I'm not even a member of the HOA, and I'm already breaking their rules.
Apparently, the letter the HOA sent me was supposed to be confidential. It was only for me, and I wasn't supposed to talk about it with anybody else.
What are they gonna do?
Now, to be fair, the letter did say that the terms and the stuff they talked about in the letter was confidential.
You know, stuff like confidentiality and NDAs are only valid if you agree to them. You can't just send a confidential letter and expect the other person not to say anything if they don't want to. Like, you did not agree to the secrecy agreement.
But seeing how I didn't agree to the letter,
exactly.
They sent it to me, I didn't sign anything, I don't think that counts.
Our HOA held a private meeting to where they did not let any of the residents attend the Zoom meeting. They just didn't let us in. And in doing so, they unanimously voted on 2 one-time payments of $3,500.
That is a scam.
So $7,000 of one-time payments were unanimously voted on by the board. No residents, like I said, because they couldn't get in. We couldn't get into the meeting, and to fixes that they were negligent in the first place to not. If you ever buy a home, do not.
How convenient they make the mistake first, then they charge you a convenient fee to fix that thing.
Try to avoid HOAs. They're just usually majorly just bad. They're just, I want to ruin them.
I'm like 99% certain that the people who run them and charge the fees actually pocket the money. And I'm guessing that they actually get a commission from the people they hire to fix the stuff.
I'm suing the HOA president for interfering with my contract. This is what happened. A few days ago, I had a job pressure washing a property that was in an HOA neighborhood. Before starting on the job, the customer warned me that the HOA president was brand new and he was looking to make a name for himself.
Oh no. Oh no. You always know that someone who comes in new is gonna try and do something big to try and, like, you know, establish their power. Also, by the way, how satisfying are pressure washing videos?
When I arrived at the customer's property, I couldn't fit in front of the customer's house with my truck and trailer, so I had to park on a side street and run my hose through their neighbor's yard. Now, I've been in business for a long time, so of course I asked the neighbor for permission. Shortly after I started working, my pressure washer shut off, and when I went to my trailer to see what was wrong, there was a man standing there, and he told me to get out of his neighborhood. He told me that he saw me run my hoses through the neighbor's yard, and that was trespassing, and I needed
Dude, how entitled do you have to be to do that?
to leave. After seeing how the president of this neighborhood was acting, I decided that it wasn't worth it to work in this area, and I told him that I wouldn't be coming back. After posting the video, several of my
Hang on. So the HOA is responsible for maintenance, but when the maintenance guy comes for another house, they kick them out?
followers told me that was illegal and I could sue for tortious interference, so I called my lawyer and we've got a case.
It's always morally correct to sue the HOA. Oh, that's so funny. I wonder if there's an update to this. Let's see. HOA... cannot find update. Also, like this comment says, it actually is a pretty big impact. If you can't service an entire neighborhood, that's actually quite a lot of money. It's not just like a couple of $100 like he says, it's the lifetime value of multiple clients over so many years. Now, I'm sure there's also good HOAs, but you don't hear about them as often. But the bad ones sure do stand out. Let me know if you've had any experiences with your HOA, and YouTube thinks that you'll like this video next.